Welcome to my live. I am currently on live on my YouTube page as well as my, I'm on live on my YouTube page as well as my Instagram page. So if you are following me on YouTube, you can also follow me on my Instagram page. My handle is the same on all platforms. It's EM_OHH_EE. And that's where you can find me on all my platforms. I'm really excited to talk to you guys about this new show that's on Netflix. So this is my very first installment of 2 a.m. Love, now tentatively at 2 p.m. because, you know, everyone is home. Well, not everyone, but a lot of people are home. A lot of people are able to engage with me at 2 p.m. And let's face it, not everyone is a night owl like I am. So some people are just going to be up, you know, hopefully in the middle of the afternoon as opposed to 2 a.m. So I decided, okay, why not try to do this 2 a.m. conversation in the afternoon, see what the outcome is like, see if people are more engaged and really want to talk to me about love conversations, and what better way, to start off the conversation by way of talking about the new show that is now on Netflix. It just got released today, and it's called Too Hot to Handle. We're going to be talking about a whole bunch of other stuff, not just Too Hot to Handle, but I figured let's start there because it's a great place to start. I only watched the first episode. So what I'm going to do is give you guys a little bit of a synopsis. If you haven't gotten a chance to watch any of the episodes, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what the show is about. Then we're going to do a rundown of all of the characters on the show and talk about them a little bit. And then we're going to talk about what do we feel like the outcome of the show is. Like, do you think that everyone is going to leave with the set of money, or the, like, I guess the top prize, which is I think 10 grand? Or do you feel like people will not be able to contain themselves, and that no one will be winning any of the money by the end of the show? So welcome to my YouTube channel. For those of you who are watching me on live on YouTube, welcome back to my Instagram followers. If you are new on either of my platforms, welcome. Thank you for joining me for this conversation. I'm so excited to get into some tea around this new show because I love it. This show, Too Hot to Handle on Netflix, is everything I love about reality TV. It has some love, it has some romance, it has some relationships, it has some flings, it has everything. And I'm a reality TV buff, so yeah, this is really my vibe. The show. So Netflix really brought this out at a very prime time, considering a lot of people have time on their hands to watch it. So essentially, the show is about several singles who clearly have a hard time dating, whether or not they are chronic, or what was the word that they used? I don't even remember. Just people who would go on dating apps and just swipe right, swipe left, and not think anything of it, or people who are just bad in dating in general in real life. This show is for them. So they come on the show. They're on this beautiful island. I want to say that there's about 10 of them. It could be less. They're contestants from all over the globe, which I really love. And they're all on this retreat. They do not have any idea that the retreat is going to have a twist. So everyone shows up, everyone, you know, is engaging and getting to know each other. Everyone's exchanging names, kind of feeling everyone out, checking everybody out. Okay, this guy's my type, this girl's my type, blah, 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 blah. You know, the rundown of the regular reality TV shows. And in the back, but the idea is they can only get the money if they abstain from sex and anything having to do with sex. So that includes self-pleasuring. There's no heavy petting of any kind. There's no making out. oral, no anal beads, like nothing. There's nothing. They literally need to keep their hands to themselves, which I think is hilarious and such a twist to modern day dating shows. So at first, the show kind of gives me MTV vibes. So it really gives me X on the Beach vibes. It gives me Are You the One vibes. Any dating reality TV show that's been on MTV, I live for and I watch. And so this really, in the beginning, gives me that vibe. But as you watch and they drop the bomb that nobody can have any type of sexual interaction at all, like it's a really heavy twist, because on all these other shows, that's one thing that a lot of viewers look forward to. Like, okay, who's going to hook up with who on the first night, in the first couple hours? And let me tell you, they did not waste any time. And like I said, I'm going to go through all of the contestants, but a lot of them, they got right to it. They weren't wasting any time. They were hooking up with people from the beginning. They had their eyes set on whoever they had their eyes set on. And yeah, so that's pretty much the synopsis, the run out of the show. I'm under the impression that every week or every episode, they're going to be introducing new people onto the island. I have only watched the first episode. I don't mind spoilers, but my mom promised or asked me not to watch any more episodes. Let me know in the comment section. Have you seen the show? Do you know what the show is about? Did you know that it was airing on Netflix? Have you watched any of the episodes? Have you finished the entire season? Let me know what you think. Are you this kind of a reality type of TV buff, or do you just hate this kind of a thing? Were you really into Love is Blind, and has this satiated a love deficit need that you were yearning for? Or do you not, or can you like not stand the show already? Do you have favorite characters on Too Hot to Handle, or do you love everybody, or do you hate everyone, or do you hate the concept of the show? Let me know in the comment section on YouTube Live and on Instagram Live, so that I can respond to you guys and I can kind of share my thoughts and insights. I really want to hear what you guys think about the show so far. I'm going to kind of give you a synopsis on all of the people that are guest starring, or not guest starring, but are starring on the show. So first person that we're introduced to is Chloe. And she's 19. 19? What the heck? Okay, I'm gonna go off the bat and say that I haven't read this yet. So all I know about each of the contestants is that their names. I will say two things. One, I would have really liked a little bit more diversity, because I feel like, and like I said, I think that they knew contestants as the series goes on, but right out the gate, their color, aside from the two Black guys, it's cool that they have people from different countries, but I feel like they could have done a little bit better with diversity in terms of physicality wise. Like, everyone is stick thin. Everyone looks like supermodels. Nobody's body is like, just the average person's body. Granted, it's a TV show. They're looking for people that kind of, I guess, fit the mold of what people will be interested in watching when it comes to love and relationships and that sort of a thing. But I think it would have been nice for them to be a little bit more inclusive and have a more well-rounded cast. But let's get into it. Like I said, I haven't read any of the bios on any of these people, so their ages are shocking. So we have Chloe, which is the first person that we're introduced to. She's 19. She's a model from Essex. And yeah, my thoughts on her initially is like, she doesn't really stand out to me. She's not really a standout character. She's just kind of there. She's tall, she's thin. She doesn't seem like the typical airhead. She just seems normal. It did seem like when I watched the first episode that she, in terms of her dating style, I don't know, she probably just kind of like is very superficial when it comes to selection of who she wants to be with, which unfortunately I feel like is a common thread amongst all of the contestants. Like, they all seem like the very first things that they said were all very superficial. I like a guy with tattoos. I like them tall. I like a girl with a nice body. Like, I understand that. And those are the things that you're going to be like interested in. And those are the things, like, nobody meet someone and it's just like, oh, I like this person because of the personality. No, you see them physically and you're like, okay, I like them or I don't like them based on this, is that, or the third. So I get it, but I feel like in their confessionals, nobody said, I'm looking for someone who travels a lot, someone who's really into their family, somebody who is financially stable in terms of what they're doing now, their plans for the future. Like nobody said anything of substance. Now that I'm seeing their ages, I'm thinking it might be because they're young. 19, I'm not really sure anybody at 19 is looking for some of those stability things that me and my old age is looking for. So the next person is Haley. She's 20. She fits the stereotype kind of ditzy blonde, which I really hate. Like you could have got somebody who had a little bit more going on upstairs. Like, come on now. She's a pretty girl, but like in the picture that they show, and I'll show you guys, that's a picture, that's her Instagram photo. So she doesn't really have much depth. I don't know if that was an intentional thing or what, but that's Haley. Next up, there's David. I think David is probably one of my favorite people so far on the show. I really, really like his personality. I don't very genuine about him. And I feel like actually my mom and I, when we were watching the show, she thinks that he might actually win for whatever reason. There's just something that seems very just down to earth and very cool, laid back. Like you'll see if you watch the show, like he's not the type of guy who, is just so like super forward or just kind of like pushes his agenda just to sleep with anyone. Even if that might be the case, like I feel like he's a lot more chilled, cool, laid back in the clutch, which I like. I like that about his personality. And David is 28. Oh, nice. Movement and nutrition coach. He's from London. He has a nice bio. It says that he's used to be a part of the Wasps rugby club before moving to study at St. Mary's University, where he studied strength and conditioning. Interesting. He's also a Nike training ambassador and the co-founder of a performance coaching company called Endeavor Life. Nice. I like that little bio. Like, I feel like so far he's the only one that's had like an in-depth bio. The next person, I didn't really like this guy, Harry. I'll show you guys his picture. That's Harry. And you guys, of course, like if you watch a show, you know what these people look like. You can probably do a little bit of a search and find them on Instagram. Harry, he seemed young. He's 23, which makes sense. He's Australian. He lives in LA. He's 6'5", which makes sense. He's very tall. Like when I saw him, I was like, oh my gosh, this guy is so tall. But he didn't really have a lot to say in his confessional. Like he just seemed like the type of guy who is into just having sex with girls and that just be it. Like there's no depth to him, like at all. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know if they're selecting these people purposely that have no depth, but it's a little crazy to me. Let's see. He's also a YouTuber. And he was on a show called Heartbreak Island in New Zealand in 2018. He has his own clothing brand where he sells hoodies. Maybe not the ditziest, but like there's just something that I just feel like is disingenuous about him, which I don't really care for. But hey, it is what it is. The next person, she's actually Canadian. Woo! She's Canadian. Her name is Francesca Fargo. She's a 25-year-old model. And she lives in Vancouver and LA. Okay, Francesca. I feel like as soon as she walked in on the show, the guys could not scrape their mouths up off of the floor. And I mean, she's okay looking, but I don't, me particularly, I've seen prettier girls. I'm not saying that to just bash her, but I feel like I feel like they were boosting her up a little bit, just a touch, just a smidge. I don't know if she has lip fillers or what's going on. That's her picture. I don't know if she has lip fillers or what, but there's a lot going on. A lot of these girls on the show are just busty with big lips, and that's it. Like, just thick chest, and it's hard for me to wrap my head around. Let's see. So she seemed kind of like bland in her confessional, what she was looking for. She just kind of seemed like the type of girl who just feels like she's that girl. Like, whatever guy she wants, she can have. If she sets her sights on him, he's hers. And he was on America's Next Top Model. Didn't know that. Okay, well, maybe that's because I stopped watching that show after like 2 seasons. When he first came on the show, everyone kept calling him Jesus. And I was like, I don't really know if I like that nickname. He has long hair. So I kind of, and he's like olive skin toned. So I could see why people would make that comparison, but I didn't really find him that appealing physically, and B, I don't know, he was just talking a whole lot about different things, like he doesn't believe in monogamy. He's not sure he believes in monogamy. He is considering just planting his seed in several women and just letting it flourish, as if being a father figure is Black girl, like I said, so far. I don't know who else they're going to introduce on the show, but she's the only Black girl so far. Her name is Rhonda Paul. She has her own Luxe jewelry brand. She has her own Luxe jewelry brand called Pure Luxe. She's a cute girl. I thought she was really cute. She's very fit. Again, the things that she was looking for in a partner just seemed very like dry. All she kept on saying was, I like a guy with tattoos. I like a guy with a job. It doesn't say how old she is, so there's no way of knowing like if that is an appropriate requisition, an appropriate level, an appropriate requirement level for somebody her age, because I don't know how old she is. But I'm gonna say somewhere probably in her mid-20s. She's a cute girl, but again, just very superficial in terms of what she's looking for. I don't know her personality that well so far because I've only watched one episode, like I said, but it is what it is. Next, there's Nicole O'Brien. She's a yacht marketing consultant. She's 23. She's Irish. She was one of my favorite. Let me show you guys her image, her picture. That's her picture. She's one of my favorites, actually. I loved her accent. I love that Irish accent. I thought it was so cute. Her personality seems really cool, really laid back. She looks like the type of girl that just like knows what she wants, doesn't really take any BS from anyone, doesn't play any games. Like she's like a girl's girl. Like I like that about her. Like she knows how to party, have a good time, but she's also very chill, laid back. I don't really know what she's looking for on the show. She didn't really explain that too much, but she did say that, sorry about that, guys. She did say that she just doesn't take any nonsense from these guys out here. The next person is Kels. He's from the UK. Wow, he's 6'6". Jeez. He's an American football player from London. He's 27. Plays for the London Warriors. This is Kels. It's like, I found him a little bit daft. I feel like talking to Wallpaper might have been a little bit more interesting than talking to him, unfortunately. His personality just seemed dry. Like, I don't know what it is or what it was about him, but I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. I didn't find him that attractive at all. And he just kept on talking about how like he doesn't have to do work. He doesn't have to put in any work. Women just kind of flock to him. And I was just thinking, really? That's interesting. Because I don't find him attractive at all. But, I'm sure some girls do, just not this girl. The next person that we've seen so far is Sharon. When I first saw his name, because they didn't say his name at first, they just put his name up on the screen, and I was like, Sharon. That's Sharon. So you guys can see what he looks like. And I feel like he has a little man or short man complex because all he talked about was the fact that he loves the size of his genitals. And that's like his like proudest moment. And I was like, okay, well, there's that. It doesn't really have, let me see. He's a personal trainer, kids wrestling coach, doesn't have his age. So I don't know how old Sharon is. He says that he's a perfect 10 out of 10 and was crowned Mr. Pennsylvania in 2018. Interesting. Well, there's that. So I'm going to let you guys kind of, look for yourselves, search up all of these people that are on the show and, do your own little research. But that's pretty much it. There's a couple of contestants that are on this website that have not appeared yet, or I haven't seen them because, like I said, I only watched the first episode of season 1 of Too Hot to Handle. But if you watched more than one episode, probably you will have seen more people join in on the cast. But so far the show has been like interesting. So let's get into this tea. So everyone shows up on the island. Everyone is already clicking up. Guys are seeing girls that they like. Girls are seeing guys that they like. And then 12 hours in, the ball is dropped, or the bomb is dropped, that nobody can have sex of any kind on the show. And the look on their faces was hilarious. Like, it looked like someone had stolen their car, their house. Like, I was like, these people really, this is really what your dating life. Yeah, it is. It's a good dating show idea. Really great plot twist. A lot of people who are like pretty much just wanting to date to have sex. Like, let's be honest. And I was just thinking about it. I feel like the concept of the show was cool, especially at a time like this when people should be social distancing. And this idea of connecting with people by way of an emotional connection and not necessarily a physical one, I feel like is very telling of your growth and maturity as an individual and what you're actually seeking. Okay, so Devontae, have you watched the show, Devontae? Or did just Susie watch the show? Or did you guys watch it together? But yeah, hopefully you guys have watched the first episode, or at least the first couple of episodes. Like I said, I've only watched the first episode. So far, it's been really good. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, like, I think forcing people to make more deep, intimate connections as opposed to just relying on, the physical stuff really lets you know and see that the day and age that we live in, people rely completely. Okay, of course, CNN. Everyone is addicted to CNN right now. But no, this is a good show. It's a nice break. It's a nice escape for everything that's happening in the world right now. But I think that people are just kind of more concerned with how do you connect with somebody physically, and is that physical connection there? Is this person going to be good in bed? If they're not, then on to the next, without actually making an effort to get to know somebody. And of course, I love talking about stuff like that on my YouTube channel and on my Instagram lives when I do 2 a.m. love. But on a whole, I feel like that's something that I think more of us should take the time to kind of explore. Who is this person that we want to be physically intimate with and physically connect with? I definitely believe in soul ties. I definitely believe in, when you share a part of yourself physically with someone, it's going to be hard to break that bond physically. And when the emotional part kind of sets in after that, it makes it even more difficult. So tell me, you guys, like, what are your thoughts on the show? Have you seen the show? Have you watched the first episode yet? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you like the concept of the show? Who's your favorite characters on the show so far? Not characters, but like contestants on the show so far. I would definitely say that my favorite contestant so far is probably David. I really like him. I like how laid back he is. I guess once they start bringing in more people on the show, we'll see how personalities are connecting more, which should be interesting. And yeah, like, I think overall, it's a really cool concept to introduce in terms of dating and how people are connecting. So do you feel like everyone is going to be successful? Do you feel like people are going to just start losing money right from the get-go? Do you feel like people are going to really adhere to the rules and not have any type of sex with anybody on the show? Or do you feel like there's just going to be a whole bunch of failures, a whole bunch of heathens? Like, what do you think? What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section on YouTube Live. Let me know in the comment section on Instagram Live. What do you guys think? How do you feel like people are going to connect on the show? Do you feel like the show is going to have a second season, perhaps? Will it get picked up by something outside of Netflix? Because it really does give me an MTV reality TV show vibe. Like, that's the vibe that I get from the show. I don't know about what you guys think, but that's just me personally. And so, yeah, really great show so far. I really like it. But I'm interested to see what you guys think, what your thoughts are. Let me see. Some of my least favorite characters on the show so far are probably Sharon. I don't like I just feel like it was creepy and a little bit too much. The fact that like you met someone 7 hours ago and you literally have your tongue down their throat, but you just met them. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and judge and act like I'm holier than thou because I'm not. But I also just feel like, come on, like national TV, that's a bit much. Like you don't know, does this person have mono? Like does this person have hepatitis? Like like it was a lot. There was a lot going on in the first episode. And this is the first episode. And the fact that now they're being stripped of all their physical privileges is hilarious. So I'm really interested to see how they balance it out. Are they gonna stick with it? Are people gonna drop off like flies? I'm wondering if when the new people come on the show, if they've already been prepped or prepared or prompted or know that you cannot come on the show and have any type of physical connection with anyone. And do you feel like you would be able to manage the show? Like if you went on the show today and the plot twist was you can't have any physical connection with anybody. You just have to get to know them in whatever state in terms of their emotional availability and all that sort of a thing. Do you feel like you would be able to come out on top, or do you feel like you would fail miserably at the show? I don't know. I feel like I would do a good job just because I really like connecting with people on an emotional level. Hey girl, thank you for joining. And thank you guys for commenting on live on my YouTube and on my Instagram. If you are new or you're just joining right now, we're talking about the new show on Netflix. It's called Too Hot to Handle. I don't know how many episodes have been released on for this season as of yet, because I've only watched the first episode. I'm watching it with my mom. She made me promise to only watch the first episode because now she's hooked. Now I have to wait for her. You know how that goes when you're watching a series with somebody. But anyways, okay, so the question is, what are your thoughts on the new show on Netflix called Too Hot to Handle? It pretty much, let me just give you kind of a quick synopsis, is a show about, right now, I think it's probably 8 to 10 singles who come on the show, and everyone is like having a great time connecting in the first 12 hours. And they have this kind of, it's kind of like Alexa. And she kind of lights up and lets them all know that they need to come and meet in like a kind of like a living room area on the beach. And she tells them, look, this show is a retreat for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed your accommodations. It's going to be great. But guess what? Nobody's having sex of any kind. You're not pleasuring yourself. You're not kissing anybody. There's no heavy petting. There's nothing. And go. And if you decide that you are going to break the rules, the pot that is to be won at the end of the show, which is 10 grand, will be reduced. So anytime someone breaks the rules, money will be taken away from the pot. So what are your guys' thoughts on the concept of the show? Do you like that concept? Have you watched the first episode or any of the episodes of the show? Who are some of your favorite characters or contestants on the show so far? And do you feel like you would be able to survive in a show like this, where certain physical connections are pretty much ripped away from you? Like you're not able to physically connect with anyone. Share your comments with everybody else, and we can get to talking and discussing what your guys' thoughts are. I'm gonna go back once you guys are kind of collecting yourselves and talk about some of my least favorite characters. Is probably Sharon, which I said I just didn't like how he came on the show, and like I said, I feel like he has a little man complex because all he was talking about was the size of his genitalia, which nobody cares. Nobody's having sex on the show, so that's dead. And he didn't really give any background information that was of substance. Like I felt like he was very dry. He didn't say anything about what he was looking for. But I guess, again, this is why the show exists, because there's people in this world who literally are terrible at dating. And I feel like if a lot of us were to be honest with ourselves, perhaps we would not be that great at dating, even in the context of being married. Because if you think about it, marriage in and of itself is just an extended period of dating. And you really still have to put in work to these comments. Okay, so Ashley says, hell yeah, I could do that. I mean, temptation is temptation. However, if money's in contestants would have gone in with the same frame of mind too. Like, this is not going to be hard at all. But do you feel like your mind would change if you saw someone that you actually connected with and you were like attracted to? Because I feel like it's easy to say that when you're not, like kind of like it's easy to say, oh, I'm single, I'm not looking for anybody. Like, I could say no to this guy, I could say no to that girl, blah, 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 blah. But let it be somebody that you're attracted to. Like, I want to see if you would really stick to what you think is easy if it's somebody that you actually have formed a connection with and you're wanting to, like, okay, maybe you may not want to have sex with them, but like even just kiss them. You're not even allowed to do that. So do you feel like you could even like hold yourself back from that? And even like self-pleasuring, you can't do none of that. So like you're there thinking, okay, it's fine. Like, I may not be able to connect with that person, but on my own, I can think about them and do this, that, and the other. Money's getting deducted from the pot. So what are your thoughts? Someone that you went on the show when you were really attracted to. Okay, and if you're in a relationship, let's put it this way. If you're in a relationship and somebody has said to you, okay, you've been in this relationship with somebody for X amount of time. I want for you guys to remove all sexual encounters with that person that you're dating or you're married to. Especially if you're married to, like, you cannot have any type of sex with them at all for, let's say, a month, because I think the duration of the show is 4 weeks. And in that time, you have to get to know that person, get to know that person on an emotional level. Do you feel like you could do that if it was somebody that like you already have an established relationship with? Is that possible? I don't know. Like, let me know what your thoughts are. I'm really curious to know. Let me see some of my other favorite characters or contestants on the show. Nicole O'Brien, the girl that has like the more Irish accent. I really like her accent. I think that she's just a fun time. And that's pretty much it. We'll see like when more contestants come on the show, if there's more people that I have an affinity to or that I like or whatever. But yeah, keep your comments coming. Let me know what you guys think here on YouTube Live and on Instagram Live. I'm going to read more comments. So Ashley said, true, but I'd actually love that challenge. And to be honest, if I really liked them and really wanted them, then I think really wanted them, we just link and have sex. Sorry, I don't cuss, but link and have sex when we leave. Okay, I mean, hey, that's an option. That's an option. I mean, it is only 4 weeks and it is 10 grand. So 4 weeks of your life, I feel like it should not be a heavy feat to contain yourself for 4 weeks. And if you really like the person, which I think that that's what the challenge is for these people. A lot of these people are coming on the show. They've been the swipe person. They've been that person. And so they don't really know how to make connections with people. They just know, I see what I like, I want what I like, and that's it. I'm not being forced to actually sit down and talk to this person because I'm up for anything, they're up for anything, let's go. And I feel like that really plays into this idea of like personal boundaries that a lot of us don't necessarily always set for ourselves and stick by. Like, we have these boundaries that are in our head, but we don't necessarily stick to them when we find someone that we really like or really connect with, because it gets hard. Like, you meet someone, the emotional connection is there, you're vibing, conversation is great, you're open, and then, you want to take it to the next step. You want to see if there's an a physical connection there. And it gets sticky. So I just wonder, like, if the people on the show, the reason why they're on the show is because they've just been serial swipers. Like, they can't fathom connecting with the person outside of saying 2 words and then, just having that be that and sleeping with them and moving on. which I feel like is really unfortunate. I feel like not enough of us make the time to really connect with people on an emotional level. We're just so interested in, hey, how's it going? To my viewers, please continue to send me in your comments and questions. Again, I'm gonna say that we're talking about, I should have pinned this to the top, but we're talking about the new show. We're just talking about the concept of the show, whether or not you think that you'd be able to be on this show. Do you feel like you would be able to overcome some of the restrictions that are on the show by way of them nobody being pleasuring? There's no kissing, there's nothing. And I guess the idea here is that you have the set of money, and if you're breaking any of these rules, by what you feel like in today's day and age, people have a difficult time connecting with people and dating because of the ease of access of dating apps, because we can just easily swipe right, swipe left on things that we see and not really invest in the person and who they are. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section. And thank you for joining. So yeah, I really like the show so far. Like I said, it gives me very much MTV reality TV show, love, drama, triangle vibes. It gives me very much X on the Beach. It gives me very much You Are the One. So if you know any of these shows or have watched any of these reality shows, or you're a reality TV buff like I am, maybe you're familiar with that and you would really like the concept of this show, with the added little sprinkle razzle dazzle of the fact that there's no sex at all on the show. People are coming in, meeting each other for the first time. People are making connections as you naturally and normally would do. You see somebody attractive, you want to talk to them, you're thinking, oh, this person looks good, like, yes. But that's where it's going to end on the show. Like, there's no physical connection of any kind happening, or else you're not going to get the money at the end, which I think is really, really interesting for a show. So let me know in the comment section what you think, what your thoughts are. Let me know your favorite characters, or reality TV show contestants. Who do you think is going to win? Do you feel like they're going to walk away with the whole 10 grand? Or do you feel like money is going to be significantly reduced because nobody can keep it to themselves? Do you feel like this is going to be a good exercise for not only the people on the show, but people watching, like really forcing you to take note of making more genuine connections, especially at this time when everyone is supposed to be social distancing and quarantining? I feel like it's such an opportunity to, if you are dating via social apps, get to know people for who they are. Just that baseline, really getting to talk to them, really getting to connect to them, instead of having that added element of physical connection kind of coming in and distorting things. Because I feel like as soon as you throw that in, you become more attracted to that and less to being invested in getting to know the person, what they're about. Let me know your thoughts. Hey to everyone who's new and joining me. Hey to Ashton Clark. To all of my people who have joined me on my Instagram live. Hey, if you do not know, I'm also on Instagram live. At the same time, I like to do it simultaneously. You can find me on Instagram by way of my handle, which is EM_OHH_EE. And that's my handle for all social media platforms. That's Twitter, that's Instagram, that's Snapchat. So hit me up on any of those social media platforms. Obviously, always want to talk. This is an extension of my 2 a.m. love conversations, which now I have moved tentatively to 2 p.m. so we can talk and discuss during daylight hours. And as you can see, I'm not in the dark this time. Normally I come on and, are you into it? Are you here for it? Are you not here for it? Let me know. Okay, so as we're still waiting for comments to come in about, the show, the new show on Netflix, which is called Too Hot to Handle. If you have not watched it, I definitely suggest that you go watch the show on Netflix. It is a brand new reality TV show. I don't think it's meant to take the place of Love is Blind, but it's definitely about love and relationships. It's uncensored. It's very raw. I love the concept of it. So definitely, if you have access to Netflix, head on over there, go check it out, go watch it. It's a really cool reality show. I feel like it challenges not only the people that are on the show, but those people who are actually watching as well. Really helps push you to think about how deep are my romantic connections with people, and are they based solely on physical connections first and foremost, or am I making an effort to actually get to know people based on their personality, based on having and desiring to have an emotional connection with them, or is that not what I'm seeking right now? So yeah, let me know in the comment section. I'm really interested in seeing what you guys have to say. And we're probably going to be on for another 15 minutes because usually Instagram will cut off my lives in an hour. YouTube is fine, but Instagram cuts off lives within an hour. So I'm going to give you guys a couple more minutes to kind of catch up with me. Let me know what you think. In the meantime, I'm going to talk to you guys about a tweet that I had retweeted or post on my stories, on my Instagram stories yesterday. You can find all of my Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat handle info on my page. You can just click on my banister at the top. It has all the links to all of my social media platforms. So I had reposted something in my stories, and I was pretty much talking about this guy who was telling the story about a girl who he met, went to her house for some like date night drinking game. And someone in the, like, he had to answer the question like when was the last time that he slept with someone. And keep in mind, this is his first outing with this girl that he just met. So he, is honest in the moment and says, I think it was last night, he said, or like 3 nights ago or something like that. And so he felt embarrassed because he really liked the girl, or was, trying to connect with her, and ended up sticking around for when it was her turn, honest about whatever question the group was asking her. And so when it was her turn, she got up and walked away. And so to fast forward the story, it ended up being that she was actually in a relationship with someone who was at the same or his dad's wedding, and had posted a video of them dancing and was wanting to make it official with her after 7 months of talking to her, wanted to make it official that night, and ended up posting the video. Tutu's the same man from the first night that they met 7 months prior, sends him a direct message and asks him why is he in a video dancing with his girlfriend. He immediately felt embarrassed, took the video down, confronted the girl a little while after, at which point she lied. He ended up calling the guy that she was sleeping with to kind of get the lowdown, get the information, get the tea on what was actually happening. And he pretty much said, well, we've been living together for X amount of time. Of course, we've been sleeping together. Of course, I was not using protection. Stupidity. And so the man was just completely shook, caught off guard. So if you guys have read that story, that was on my story, or if you follow the guy who actually posted that whole like thread, let me know what your thoughts are on that whole story. For some reason, I just feel like that guy was from Toronto. I don't know why. He could have been from the States, but there was just something about it that just, I don't know, like the girl in the story was, wow, she pulled the wool over everybody's eyes. 4 years to be dating somebody. I feel like that's a real long time to be dating somebody and then lie about it. Like it was a lot. But let me know what you guys think of that story that I posted. And in the meantime, please let me know what you guys think about the show Too Hot to Handle, that is now streaming on Netflix. I don't know how many episodes are streaming on Netflix, but it is a great show. I would definitely go watch it, or suggest to you to watch it, so that we can talk more about it here on my channel. Pretty much it's a dating reality show. There's about, I would say, 8 to 10 singles that come on the show. everyone is connecting in the first couple of hours. They have this system. It's kind of similar to Alexa. It's like a little cone-shaped thing that lights up, and she lets them know at the end of night one that this is a retreat for which they have all joined in order to connect with each other, not physically, but exclusively emotionally. They are not able to have any type of physical connection at all. No sex, no heavy petting, no making out, nothing, not self-pleasure, nothing, nada. And so I thought that the concept of the show was really cool. I feel like it really challenges the contestants on the show as well as us who are watching to see like something that is so starkly different from all these other love and reality shows where sex seems to be a natural progression for a lot of these shows. Like people are looking to see who's going to hook up with who on the first episode. Same thing with The Bachelor, Bachelor in Paradise, all those MTV shows like X on the Beach, like Are You the One? Like The Challenge, where somebody's hooking up with someone on every single season. So that like the underlying thread there is that somebody is hooking up with somebody. It doesn't matter that they just met several hours later or earlier, but somebody is ultimately going to be hooking up with somebody, and all of us are sitting back eating our popcorn waiting for the tea. So I just think that the twist that they put on the show where, you know, you're not allowed to have any type of physical connection or anything at all of that sort with anyone on the show is very, very interesting. I think it's really a good idea. And it's gonna make for good TV. Like, I'm interested to see what you guys think. Like, do you feel like you could go on the show and be successful? Do you feel like this is a walk in the park? Do you feel like it's an actual challenge? Like, what are your thoughts on the show? Do you like it so far? Who are your favorite cast members so far? I will say that probably aside from the cast members that I've already mentioned, which I think so far my favorite is David, the person that narrates the show is hilarious. Like the shade that she throws is so funny. She's a great narrator. I don't know who is doing the voice of the show, but she's so funny. I think that how dry and blunt, I think the Alexa type device that's in all of the settings, I think her name is Lana. So funny. I love that they give these things actual personality and character. But yeah, I think the show is hilarious. I think that the bomb that they dropped when they said that nobody is able to or allowed to have any type of sexual connection is top notch. Like, this is gonna make for some good TV. So I'm interested to see what you guys have to say. Let me know in the comment section below. Let's talk about it. This is 2 p.m. Love Conversations, so it can't be a conversation if you guys aren't conversing with me. So let me know in the comment section what you think, what your thoughts are on the show. I'm interested to know what your thoughts are, and yeah, let me know, because I think the concept is really cool. I think it's a cool concept. I really, really do. Thank you to everyone who has joined my live on both of my platforms, on YouTube and on Instagram. I look forward to continuing to have conversations with you about the show. If you have not watched the show, I definitely would highly recommend you go watch it. I'm probably going to do a follow-up. So after every episode, I don't know if I'll do a live while I watch or if I will just do like a reaction video so you guys can see my reactions to the show and post it up on my YouTube channel, and just have it go out that way, and then keep my 2 p.m. Love Conversations a little bit more separate. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be getting into more tea about the show. We're going to talk extensively about what we think about character development and how people are getting along in the house, and whether or not you think that they're going to leave with the full pot of money, the full 10 grand, or do you feel like people are just going to be failures on the show? I really have no idea, but I think that, you know, we can do it I think that they can do it. If they really want the money and they really want to try, like it's only 4 weeks. Like it really should not be that hard for you. But clearly they've all had trouble and problems dating in the past. They're serial swipers. So that's why they're on the show. So it may be a little bit more of a challenge than it might be for you or I just in the background watching. So let me know what you guys think. Show is a great pastime show. And yeah, I like the concept of it. I think that it's gonna do well. I'm interested to see if they do another season of the show, and how they're gonna pull off making it so that everyone knows that okay, like people are coming on the show, and ultimately you're not allowed to have sex with anyone on the show. Like, I think it'll be interesting to kind of see how they pull that off. For next seasons. But so far, I really like it. I really like the concept of the show. I really like aesthetically the cast members are pleasing, but I do and would like to see them have more of a variety of different shapes and sizes of people, different colors. Like I like that there's been selections of people from all across the globe, but I don't think that it's like I don't like the fact that all of the people on the show are all one body type. Like, I feel like they could have done a better job of looking for, so I get it. It would just be nice to see different, hey Bernard, it would be nice to see different people on the show. So yeah, if you watch the show, let me know what you think, what your thoughts are. If you have not watched the show, I would definitely recommend at least watching the first episode, so you guys can kind of have more in-depth conversation with me, what your thoughts are on the concept of the show, and how you think that everyone is going to make out on the show, given the fact that nobody can have sex. Like, I think that it's very new for reality TV shows, in the sense of when you think about reality TV, for the most part, people are coming on the show and you're looking forward to seeing who's hooking up with who's connecting with who. You're not, the underlying kind of thread is the fact that you're looking to see who's going to hook up with who and in what space of time. So immediately within the first 8 hours, there was one girl, I think her name was Rhonda. She was the first person. Hepatitis, you don't know if he has mono. But hey, who am I to judge? Like, I'm just here, I'm a bystander of the TV show. But I think it's interesting, and like the look on their face when the bomb was dropped and none of them can have any type of sexual contact with anyone in order for them to win the full $10,000 was priceless. And I don't know, I feel like they're probably not gonna leave with the full pot of money. I really feel like they won't, but I feel like they will leave with a lot if they can contain themselves and if they push themselves to actually have meaningful relationships with people and not just fly by night, like I'm just here to have sex and like move on with my life, which is clearly why they're all on the show, because they've had this issue in the past. Like they've had problems dating, they're serial swipers, they don't actually get to know people, they just want to, you know, sleep with them and have that be that. So I'm winding down. It's my last like 2 minutes on my live before Instagram pulls the plug, because I've been on here for an hour. But if you guys have questions, comments, please feel free to drop them in the comment section on both YouTube Live and on Instagram Live, so that we can discuss what your thoughts are. I will be updating you every time I watch a new episode. I don't know yet if I'm going to do it on my live or if I'm just going to film a reaction video and post it that way. And then you guys can kind of comment in the comment section below and kind of follow along with me throughout the season. So I guess stay tuned to see how I do it. I will be doing another 2 p.m. love conversations next week. Don't know when yet. Don't hold me to it. But I will be having another 2 p.m. conversation next week, which should be good. Send me in your questions if you have any in regard to love and relationships so that we can discuss them. We can chop it up a little bit. It should be fun. And I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me in this live. Thank you for those who commented, for those who joined. I appreciate all of you. For those who joined on YouTube and on Instagram, all of my social media information and handles are on both of my pages. So feel free to follow me on Twitter, on Snapchat, on Facebook, which I don't really use that much, but hey, it is what it is. And yeah, I guess I will talk to you guys on my next live or see you in my next upload. It is Mom's birthday on Monday, so make sure that you send me in all of your good, fun messages for her. And yeah, share to story. I have 13 viewers. Oh, okay. So I'm still on live here, but I'm going to end it now. So it is my mom's birthday soon. So make sure that you send me all of you, because I know you guys love seeing her on my YouTube channel. So make sure that you drop a comment on any of the videos that she's in. Show her some love. I know she would love to see it because, you know, it's quarantine time. We can't really go out and celebrate the way that we normally would. So I just want her to feel like it's still her special day. Until then, guys, I will see you in the next live or in my next video. Bye.